allow, to deliberately create the vibrational atmosphere that allows this movement of the vibrational reality into what you call full blossoming reality. We want you to understand how these thoughts turn to things. We want you to get it, that you are a perceptual being, that you are a perceiver. Sometimes when we tell this story of your thoughts turning to things, Esther wants to find the word so it will be revealed to you. But we want to say it in a clearer way, because it is always being revealed to you, always being revealed to you. The question is, are you realizing it? Are you realizing it? Are you on the vibrational wavelength that allows you to realize it? So often, you're off on your path. You're off looking for your path. You're off trying to find your path. And we want you to understand that your path is always right here, right here, right here, right here. But sometimes you're not of the vibrational mindset or the vibrational frequency to realize what's right there. You know that from your radios. You have to set your radio tuner at the frequency of the transmitter if you are to receive what's being broadcast. You can't put your dial on 98 and receive what's being broadcast on 101. The frequencies have to match up. And the same is true with you. Your frequencies have to match up. And you have to practice your frequencies in order to get them to match up. What it really comes down to is, first you have to understand that you are a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe. Do you sort of kind of get that? Do you accept that? Do you understand that law of attraction is the manager of all of these frequencies universally? It doesn't matter where you are focused in this universe. Law of attraction is managing the frequencies, because law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So you have really only one important awareness, and that is, what are you doing with your frequency right here, right now? And another way of saying that is, how you feeling? How do you feel right now? Are you ornery? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you overwhelmed? Are you loving? Are you in love? Are you appreciating? Are you eager? Are you excited? Do you feel clarity? Do you feel confusion? In other words, the way you feel, your emotions are your first indicator of the realization of the frequencies between all that you've become and all that you are allowing yourself to be right here and now. We want to say this to you in a very blunt way. If your life, your important life, had not caused you to become more, you wouldn't be missing not letting yourself do it. In other words, the only reason you ever feel negative emotion is because you have expanded, but you're not, by virtue of what you're thinking right now, allowing yourself to take the expansion. You're not realizing it. You can sense it. You can feel it. You can feel the tug of war going on within you. You are more than you are allowing yourself to be. So that's what we want to talk about while we're together today. I want to help you to realize what you're doing in order to realize all that you're wanting. Esther has found two favorite words, and she focuses on them almost incessantly. One is fun, and the other is clarity. Because when she's in a state of clarity, she is in her highest good feeling. In other words, to be tuned in to all that you really are, to have that sort of clarity present in your day-to-day, moment-to-moment experience, just doesn't get any better than that. We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. And there is nothing that is off limits. It is our promise to you that whatever you've come wanting to know about, we will address. Because after all, you have sent your vortex out ahead of you. And we're in there. We know what's on your mind. We know where you are in relationship to it. That's the nice thing about your inner being, about the source within you. We know where you stand in relationship with all that you want, and we know the path that will lead you to it, and we're pointing it out to you all the time. Today, you're going to feel more resonance than usual with that path, because even in this little bit of time we've been visiting with you, you've come vibrationally closer to your vibrational frequency of your vortex. So, what do you want to talk about? Some things? Some things.
So much resistance
well, here's the thing.
towards me.
This is going to be so much easier than you think. Because you have been after this for a while, and you are trying really hard. A lot of you are trying really hard to get from where you are to where you want to be. We just have a few things that we are wanting to convince you of, and it will not be difficult. And then we're going to show you what to do to soften that gap right away. So, over time, you've launched an amazing project, and it has come to full fruition, vibrationally speaking. That's part of the reason that you can feel such urgency or such irritation about it not fully manifesting for you, because it's big and it's bold and there's a lot of energy around it and it's moving in a very strong way. And so it's calling you, but you're not quite going to it because you are focused too much, and almost everyone does it, on the current conditions that haven't been completely realized. And so the conditions feel like the absence of it. The conditions that you're observing feel like something that is missing rather than something that is there. So when the condition feels like it's missing rather than there, and you try harder and harder and harder, what happens without meaning to is you practice the vibration of its absence rather than the vibration of its presence. That's why we said earlier that the vortex, you can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it, but you can feel it. So we have a process for you. It's new and it's powerful. This process is about the uncondition of something, because the condition, when you think about it, the condition of something is what you're seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching. But we want you to focus unconditionally. You hear people talking about unconditional love. We want to talk about unconditional love in its fullest sense. We want to talk about unconditional alignment with your dream. We want to talk about unconditional clarity and unconditional fun. In other words, we want to talk about finding the fun before the condition. We want to talk about finding the feeling of it even before the manifestation. But you see, you are like almost everybody else. You're not used to doing that. You're used to there being a condition that you're responding to. So if it's a condition that pleases you, you have a good feeling response. And if it's a condition that doesn't please you, you have a bad feeling response. If it's a condition that's missing, you have a bad feeling response. And then, humans, we love you so much. You set out to control the conditions of the world, which you cannot do. If there were any chance of you controlling the conditions to find your love or to find your clarity, we'd be teaching you how to do that, but it doesn't work that way. You must find the feeling apart from the condition, and when you do, the condition must morph to support the emotion, the vibration that you've discovered. Does that make sense to you? Esther has been writing this process for a little while. We're just going to give you some examples of it. So something will happen that she's not happy about, a condition that is not pleasing. Oh, she can go down the road like it shouldn't be happening. Somebody should call somebody. They should be behaving better, whatever it is. So there's a condition that she knows that if it were different, she would feel better. So she writes the condition in all of its orneriness, whatever it is. This is the condition that I am faced with, or better said, that I am facing, that I'm focused upon. And then she writes, if this condition were to resolve itself right now, I would feel these things. And then she begins to write how she would feel. I would feel powerful. I would feel resolved. I would feel energized. I would feel proud. I would feel satisfied. I would feel fuller. I would feel invincible. I would feel creative. I would feel powerful, looping back around over and over on the ones that feel good to her. I would feel invincible. I would feel sure-footed. I would feel sure of myself. I would feel really, really good. And what she's beginning to notice is that as she writes those words, those emotions, as she focuses on those feelings that she would feel if the condition were different, even though the condition has not changed at all, she can produce those feelings. She could use her power to focus that emotion into place, which means she stops the resistance. She shifts the energy within herself. She creates a new vibrational atmosphere around her. So we've been saying to you for a while, you've been listening to us, you say. We've been saying, you're launching these rockets, they're in this vortex, but you're standing over here where everything you want is in a different vibrational frequency. So how are you going to get this to come over here where you are? How are you going to realize it? Well, the first realization is the emotion. So as you're able to focus in a way where you feel fun and you feel sure and you feel proud and you feel eager and you feel solid, you feel better, even though the condition hasn't changed yet, you have vibrationally changed, and it is our promise to you. That has to move over here where you are. It has to come into your experience. Your realization of it will be full and fast once you accomplish that. But you can stay all day this day and the next and the next and the next for decade after decade after decade in vibrational resistance to things that you already own, to things you've already created. That's why it feels so big to you. You know at so many levels of your being that you own this, that it is done. Why isn't it not manifesting? The only reason it is not manifesting is because you are aware that it is not manifesting. So if you begin to look, been listening to us for a while, hear these words, they are new for you. If you will accept that the emotion that you are able to conjure right here and now is the first line of manifestation. On its heels will be thoughts and ideas and contacts and dollars and doors opening. It's law. It has to be.
Thank you. I'm practicing on this idea and being the emotion, being in this vortex, and that brought me to other projects that don't fit with what I'm in working for 15 years and are themselves a big contradiction to the whole project.
But it isn't. You see, it's the path as clearly as you can see it. It's the path as clearly as you can see it. We'll give you a really scanty, not very satisfying analogy. Esther is looking for a golden pen. She cannot find it anywhere. She knows it is in her possession somewhere, but she cannot find it. She turns the house upside down. She even moves from one house to another. She opens every box. She cannot find it. She reaches in every pocket and looks in every handbag and then concludes, my beautiful golden pen is gone. And so she lets it go. Not happily, but she lets it go. And then in a day or two, she is looking for something else. A little contraption that sprays perfume. And she reaches in to a handbag that she had searched 7 times looking for the pen and came out with the pen. Because you can't find something that is lost. Your vibrational frequency does not allow it. The laws of the universe will make sure you do not find what you are looking for if you do not believe that you can find what you are looking for. So, but there's another piece to this. It's easy to say that you're on the wrong path, but you never ever are. You are never on the wrong path. You are always on the right path. You are always on the right path. And what we mean by that is you are always on the path that you are most allowing. So hear this. Did you hear us when we said that the source within you knows where everything you want is and knows where you are in relationship to it and knows the path from where you are to where it is? Knows that.